When did you do this program?
2014.
2014. Now, your son came and did it first, Liam, didn't he?
Yes.
And he said, hey, Mum, Dad, come on, let's come across.
Yes.
And then your other son came and your daughter came as well. So
Yes.
you're the whole family. So a little family affair. 1.6 million, created $510,000. It's pretty cool, yeah?
Yes.
Now, of course, you're a real estate developer. You've been doing this a long time. That's what you do, right? What's your real job?
No, my real job, I'm a personal trainer.
Personal trainer. And she's a health practitioner, like in beyond that. However, you do a bit of trade. What did you originally do?
I've always been an electrician.
Electrician. Electrician. Knows carpenters, knows plumbers, knows tilers, knows people like that. So you've done a few transactions, and when you came here, you'd bought a house. You owned your own house, yeah, or you're paying
Yes.
off a house.
Mm-hmm.
Had you done many flips or properties before that?
We were interested in doing renovation. We'd done on it, so only on our own house. Yeah.
On your own house. So you started doing a few. You came and did our program. You started doing a few, and here they are. And the first one you did, you put on the market for $240. You bought it for $210. 10,000 renovation was on the market for that, and you sold it in the first week for $272. You learned a lot of lessons. That no bathrooms, not much fun.
No.
We were living in the place at the time.
Okay, that's very hard.
Yeah.
So here's the kitchen, and this is what you made the kitchen. That's very good. So you did it. Here's the before, here's the after. Pretty cool. Second one you did, bought it for $191, renoed, spent $30,000 on it, sold it in the first week for $290. Put the deck in the dark, scraping the seat. This was not fun, this ceiling thing.
No.
So this is the before, this is the after. You see, they're just adding value, or in this case, taking things away. Here's that ceiling. I know you know every square metre of that ceiling to get to that. Fixing the floor, and the bathrooms, the kitchens, bedrooms. You've done a great job. Next one you did, you bought $270, renoed $227, sold it at auction, $405. It's quite a good deal. Power tools are fun. Grumpy neighbours are not fun. So this is how it looked. This is how they made it look. You see, it's just lovely what they're doing. And you see that just taking stuff away. Here's the kitchen. Here's the kitchen. Here's the room. Here's the room. Like, it's just amazing. So just making it nice. Makes you feel proud, I guess, eh? Next one you did, $165, $30,000, sold for this. Learned a lot. Here it is, making the, if you like, carport into a garage, lockable. Cleaning up the mess. Beautiful. So just stuff, you see it on TV, what you're doing. Doing these things, cleaning it up. So how many transactions have you done?
There's 9 altogether, including our own.
Good.
Own house.
And they get better at it. Then you flew over and you did the first thing with us back then. And about 5 years later, you did come and learn some real good
Yeah.
stuff.
We're
Now,
slow learners.
what did you learn? What's the difference between when you come and really, we spend like 5 days on property?
It was really good, but initially for us, I think we had to learn a lot of emotional fitness to get us started, and I think that's what Life Magic did for us. And then, so we got going and doing our thing, and now I think it's just, since we've done property, it's just more specific about where it is that we spend the money, how we spend the money, and what we expect out of it.
And you don't have to go and live in a house with no bathroom. Really, you did it the tough way because you were still trying to learn, you were trying to do it. What I really value about you guys, though, apart from honesty and loveliness and who they are, and your kids, you've done such a great job with them, but the fact that you've made a decision to sell your house, that's a big deal. Take the profit and use this money, because that house wasn't your house of your future. It was a house you compromised to live in, had it for a while. And if you put your house in, the profit and these other transactions, I'm doing the guess on this number, something like 400,000 something. Is that rough number that you've netted? Yeah, after expenses.
Close, yeah.
Yep. So, and what, let's call it 4 years, 5 years, something like that. Who'd be happy with 400,000 extra in the next 4 or 5 years? Like, to me, you go, really? Now, during the course of this has been full time. They've got their own jobs and things like that, and had to fit things in and juggle and still raise some kids and all that. But those kids are now almost free of those.
Yes, we're free of those.
They've
We sent them to Australia.
They've sold them. Yeah, they're over. They've been sold off. I love working with these guys, as it is with the others, and it just means that they're making a difference. You know, they're starting to build their wealth, and they're in their what I call they're going into their golden years. You know, the first part of a marriage. First part of a marriage is honeymoon time.
And we're still there.
Yeah. Second part of the marriage is mortgages, though, and kids, and taking them to school and doing all that. And there's where there's a bit of it's difficult. And I know the figures are the same as is in Australia. These guys have got 1/3 of all marriages like this don't last 7 years. 1/3 don't make it right through the whole marriage. Only 1/3 end up making it. And this is where they're going to their next stage, when the kids are gone, money, and they've got freedom. And that's where I am with my wife. I'm in my golden years with her and hanging out and doing things and travel and stuff like that. So it's a tremendous outcome when you get this. Not that you're going to retire, but you're going to enjoy this journey. And you're still young. You're still young. And, you get through whatever you get through and doing renovations. She's been caught on video of throwing a hammer. We just stir her up on this story. But she felt like throwing a hammer. So what's it like? What's it like being, from where you were, if we go back 5 years ago, to how you feel now? How confident are you about your future financially with what you're doing?
Well, very. We've had to do a lot of change, though, a lot of...
Mindset.
Yeah, the property in here has had to do a lot of change so that we could actually even envision what Roy was even talking about, because it was all a little much. Like, a lot of that information, we were like, oh, wouldn't that be cool if all that was true? And we couldn't actually see it for ourselves, and we could see other people doing it, and then kind of got to a place where we just went, well... Those people can do it.
Why can't we?
Why can't we do it? But we couldn't, because we needed to change our belief around what we could do and around money.
Yeah. And for you, Phil, what's it been like, this journey?
It's been fantastic. In fact, before we got on board here, we had a mortgage and we really couldn't see any way of getting out of it. It was going to be the 30-year sort of grind, and then it was into that 95%, and we've basically, completely flipped it on its head. We're now mortgage free, we've got cash in the bank, and we're just able to do a whole lot more. And it's really just been that knowledge that we've picked up from Roy and his team that have just sent us on the journey. It's been great.
That's fantastic. And how does that make you feel, to like that less stress, that money in the bank, not have to, and you're available full time to do this if you want. How does that feel?
Yeah, it is great. It totally changes the way you view your life and what you can do, really.
Perfect. Any advice you guys would give these people about doing stuff yet?
If any of it resonates, then I just go and do your research. Research. If it feels like something that you want to do or could do, just go and research and back it up, and go and get the mentor, because we couldn't have done this, I don't think, without a mentor, because at those times when there's still some ups and downs in amongst it all, and if we didn't have the backup, and we've also got really good accountants and a good lawyer as well, so that helps. But to know, that we can actually do it and give us the confidence to do it.
Beautiful. Any questions for these guys? So these guys live, you're in
Marlborough.
In Marlborough, yeah. So this is South Island people. but it's obviously New Zealand. And we've got a lot of people in Australia, in Sydney and Melbourne, Adelaide, and all that stuff. And people say, "Oh, it works in there, but it doesn't work here." Really? 9 transactions? That's a lot of transactions. Good job. Give me acknowledgement. Well done. Thank you, man.